Make Good Choices by Heather Swartz, your guide to making healthy decisions. Chapter 1. Decisions, Decisions. From the moment your alarm goes off, your day of decision making has begun. Should you get right out of bed or close your eyes for a little longer? After a little extra snooze time, you race to the shower. Your choice to sleep in had consequences. Now you really have to hurry. You dress quickly and gain some more time. Should you eat a quick breakfast or check your email? Your stomach growls and you choose breakfast. You know you won't be able to concentrate in class with an empty stomach. At school, you're faced with choice after choice. Should you raise your hand in class? You don't, but you regret it when you realize you had the right answer. Should you strike up a conversation with a new kid? You take a chance with good results. It turns out you have a lot in common. Later in the day, you face more difficult decisions. Your friends want you to skip soccer practice to go to a movie. But if you skip, you might not get to play in Saturday's game. Consequence is the result of an action. Here is a healthy tip. Happiness is also a choice. Choosing to keep a positive attitude can make a big difference in your day. It's complicated. On the way to practice, you catch some bullies teasing a younger student. Should you step in? Tell someone? You're afraid of the bullies, so you pretend not to notice. The decision doesn't feel good, though. In fact, you feel so guilty that you don't want to go to soccer practice anymore. Now you're getting confused. Would skipping practice make you feel better or worse? You make decisions all day long. When things are going smoothly, it's like breezing through an easy multiple choice test. Everyday decisions might not seem very important. You could be late if you hit the snooze button, but you'll get there. You might be hungry if you skip breakfast, but you can have a snack, right? But lately, life has gotten complicated. You're not always sure what to do. Keeping an eye on possible consequences helps you face tough choices. Being late to school too often could lower your grades. Skipping breakfast every day could harm your health. Considering the pros and cons can keep you from making a poor choice. Making the right choice. Sometimes the right choice is plain to see. In many cases, you probably make choices between following or breaking rules. You might not even realize you're making a choice. Maybe you hand in your homework on time without a second thought. You know handing it in late would affect your grade. What if you're in a situation without set rules? Suppose that you get a strange email from an unknown sender. Maybe there's no rule that you can't open or answer it, but what might happen if you do? You could end up with a computer virus. Worse, the sender might be someone dangerous. When there's a decision to be made, take time to think it through. Good choices keep you safe, healthy, and out of trouble. Choose the options that will protect you and your future. Here's a healthy tip. You don't always have to choose one way or the other with no in between. If the options would put you at risk, you don't have to choose any of them. Parents, teachers, and other trusted adults can help you find positive alternatives. When you're faced with a difficult decision, don't worry. You can make a smart choice with a little know how. Making a decision is a process, like brushing your teeth. Take it step by step, and you'll come out smiling. Suppose you promised to babysit for a neighbor, but later you're invited to a birthday party. What should you do? First, gather some information. What time will your neighbors come home? Could you do both by arriving late to the party? Could someone else babysit for you? Who will be at the party? Gathering information will help you identify your options. Process an organized series of actions that produce a result. Next, consider the consequences. If you cancel on your neighbors, they might not hire you again. If you babysit, you'll have cash for the weekend. Plus, you will have kept a promise. If you attend the party, you might have fun. But there might be alcohol at the party, which would make you uncomfortable. Worse, you could get into trouble. Evaluating your options makes it easier to make the right choice. It's your chance to ask yourself which option would be the best one for you. Evaluate to judge or determine the value of something. Here are small steps to big decisions. Follow these steps when you need to make a decision. Make your choice, evaluate options, consider consequences, identify options, gather information, identify decisions to be made. When good choices feel bad. Making good choices can get confusing. Sometimes the right choices don't feel very good. Suppose you decide to study for a test instead of hanging out with your friends. You know you are doing the right thing, but it's only natural to feel sad about missing the fun. When you make good choices for your future, you sometimes have to sacrifice in the present. That's hard, but don't let good choices get you down. Remind yourself why you made the decision. You'll feel good when you do well on the test, and you'll be proud of yourself when your report card reflects your hard work. You made the decision yourself, even though it was difficult. You can feel good about making the right choice for you. Sacrifice, to give up something important or enjoyable for a good reason. Difficult decisions. As you get older, you'll make more decisions on your own. By now, you probably make choices about what to wear and when to study. Those kinds of decisions can be fun. They give you control over your look and your schedule. More serious decisions are also coming your way. Have you ever been asked to smoke a cigarette, steal something, use alcohol or drugs? In these situations, the right choices seem obvious, but when the pressure is on, it's not always easy to know what to do. Decisions like these can be life-changing, so be prepared. Knowing the facts will help you make an informed decision. Use the decision-making process to evaluate options ahead of time. Then, when the day comes, you'll be ready to make the right choice. Informed decision. A decision made after learning facts that apply to the choices and consequences. Just the facts. Smoking is not a good choice for anyone, but for kids, it's even worse. Studies show that people who start smoking before age 21 have a harder time quitting smoking later. They also have a higher risk of dying from a smoking related disease. The big three. Alcohol use might seem okay on TV, but that's not always true. It is against the law for kids, and with good reason. Alcohol can cause long-term damage to developing brains. Drinking large amounts of alcohol can also cause alcohol poisoning, which can lead to death. And alcohol is addictive. People who begin drinking at a young age have a higher risk of developing problems with alcohol use. Drug use is risky for people of all ages. Illegal drugs, such as meth and cocaine, damage the brain. Marijuana, also illegal affects learning, memory, and problem solving. Abusing prescription drugs is just as dangerous. Not all medications are safe for everyone. Only a doctor can determine what is safe for you. Even over-the-counter medicines, such as cough medicine or diet pills, can cause seizures and even death when abused. Many illegal drugs can kill a person, even the first time they're used. Why risk it? Addictive, very difficult to quit or give up. Seizure, a sudden attack that sometimes causes a person to shake violently. Smoking is unhealthy for everyone, but it is also against the law for kids. Using tobacco can cause many types of cancer and other diseases. Smoking also increases your chances of getting colds, flu, and bronchitis. Other consequences include bad breath and yellow teeth. Who wants that? Here's a healthy tip. Despite what some people say, there are no safe ways to use tobacco. E-cigarettes, chewing, and other forms of tobacco use are all dangerous and can be deadly. Pitfalls to poor choices. Choices that put your health and safety in danger are never worth it. Still, kids sometimes say yes to those risks. They may believe risky activities will help them fit in or be accepted by others. They might like the idea of trying something off limits. Other kids take big risks because they're caught off guard by a situation. Suppose you're hanging out with some new friends when someone brings out a bottle of alcohol. You didn't expect to be in this situation, but suddenly you are. Even if you find yourself facing a decision you didn't expect, you can always weigh the risks. Ask yourself a few questions. What might happen as a result? How might the activity affect me? Will the activity affect other people? Suppose you are on the basketball team. If you smoke cigarettes, you'll be kicked off the team. Is that risk worth it? Smoking will also harm your health. Are you willing to take that risk? If an activity might put you at risk or make you sick, say no. Here's a healthy tip. Some people take risk or use alcohol or drugs to feel good, but there are other positive choices. Exercise makes your brain releases chemicals that help you feel good. Plus, exercise makes you physically and mentally stronger. Peer pressure. Knowing the risk, it might seem easy to decide against dangerous activities. But what if your best friend is the one taking risks? Suppose you were at a friend's house and your friend was sneaking alcohol from the kitchen. No matter how strong you are, your peers can influence how you think, act, and feel. When your teammates inspire you to train harder in a sport, that's positive peer pressure. But when your friends want you to do something you know is wrong, that's negative peer pressure. Saying no isn't always easy. You may want to please a friend or fit in with a certain crowd, but you will feel worse if you go against your values. The good news is that you're not alone when it comes to peer pressure. Talk to friends who share your values. Agree to support each other when pressured to make poor choices. It's easier to stand up to peer pressure when you're not alone. Peer, a person of the same age. Value, a belief or idea that is important to a person. Just the facts. 4 out of 5 teenagers choose not to smoke. Sneaky stress. Other kinds of pressure can lead to poor choices. Does school stress you out? Are you unhappy about a situation at home? Sometimes kids take risks when they need attention. They might not even realize that attention is the reason behind their bad choices. Making a bad choice may sometimes seem like a good solution. Goofing off in class might help you get attention. Leaving home without telling your parents could get you a few hours of peace at a friend's house. But these kinds of solutions will only make a bad situation worse. You may have to stay after school for goofing off. You could fall behind with your homework if you don't pay attention. Your parents will be upset and worried if they think you're missing. You may be grounded and create even more stress at home. Stress. To feel worry, strain, or pressure. Stress ahead. When you're stressed, it's hard to make good choices. Find healthy solutions by talking with your parents, a teacher, a doctor, or other trusted adults. Watch for these warning signs of stress: overeating, poor appetite, feeling anxious, sleeping too much, trouble sleeping, grinding your teeth, headaches, constant worry. Saying no. Making good choices sometimes means speaking up and speaking your mind. Often it means you have to say no. It's just a tiny two-letter word, but it's tough for many kids to say. You might feel embarrassed or self-conscious. You might want to please others or fit in by saying yes instead. Learning to say no doesn't come naturally with age. It's a struggle even for many adults. Think of different ways to say no to drugs or alcohol. A simple no, thanks, will usually work. Or you might say, no, I'm not into that. Start practicing now and you'll build confidence. It will get easier. Let's define self conscious: being worried about what others are thinking about you. What is confidence? A strong belief in your own abilities. Here are just the facts. One out of every 7 kids in grades 4 through 6 has been offered drugs. Many kids practice ways of saying no so they'll be ready just in case. You choose. When you say no to something, you run the risk of being left out or left behind. Sometimes it helps to say yes to something else. Choose your favorite option for each situation. We can't be friends if I say no. Okay? I'll meet new friends by joining the drama club, trying out for a team, or becoming a volunteer. There would be drugs at the party. I would rather shoot hoops with the friends, play a game with my family, or go to a movie. Smoking gives you something to do with your hands. I'd rather text, doodle, or play a guitar. Your soda tastes great with alcohol. I'd rather add a slice of lemon, a scoop of ice cream, or some cherries. You think I'm weird for saying no. I think I'm strong, unique, and confident. It's your right. It doesn't really matter why you choose to say no to something. You always have the right to say no. Friends may ask why you're not joining in. Others might think you feel like you're better than they are. At the worst, someone might make fun of you. But when you're protecting yourself and your health, you can be confident in your choice. It doesn't matter what others say. Always stick to what is right for you. You can also send the same message without saying a word. Skip parties where you know alcohol will be served. Spend time with friends who don't smoke instead of with those that do. You don't have to stop being their friend, but sometimes just being with people who are smoking or drinking can have consequences, even if you don't join in. When it comes to standing up for yourself and making good choices, you are not alone. If you are struggling with peer pressure, don't hesitate to find help. You can always turn to parents, teachers, doctors, and other trusted adults for help. Here is a healthy tip. You don't have to explain yourself, but it can help to have a response ready. Be consistent in your message, and people should accept what you say. Creating your future. Making good choices isn't just about saying no to tobacco, alcohol, and other drugs. Those are important issues, but every decision counts. You're learning to take care of yourself and to do what's best for you. Even poor choices sometimes help you learn to do better next time. It's not always easy to make good choices and stick with them, but it's worth the effort. Whether big or small, your good choices can help you create more than a good day. They add up to a solid foundation for a great future. What choices have you made lately?